My name's Andrew Nisbet. We're at Blackheath Fencing Club in Blackheath, strangely enough. There's been a club here now since the early 60s. Started off as a sort of an evening class and has developed since then. Now we have something like 30 members on the books, adult members. We have 20 youngsters between the ages of 10 and 16. I'm the treasurer and the armourer and general dog's body, really, organiser. I qualified as a coach earlier this year in the weapon of foil, and so I now have a team of 6 teenagers to train every week. I started when I was 11 to try and get out of football, but it was an after-school event. That was fine. Started 11, fenced through till about my early 20s. Then, of course, life, family, and marriages, and this sort of thing got in the way. And I had a bit of a gap for about 14 years. And I started again about 6 years ago now. And I think, like a lot of young guys, we're inspired by the films, Zorro or D'Artagnan or Musketeers or whatever. It's different. Didn't particularly get on well with team games anyway. This fencing allows the individual to show themselves. It inspires, it gives discipline, concentration, respect, because we have some etiquette and rules as well about shaking hands after a bout, for example, saluting before the bout, saluting when there's the final hit. You know, if you're evenly scored, you've got the same amount each, and it's the final hit, so you salute. So yes, we have a little saying, it's sort of fight like the devil and behave like a gentleman. That really sums up sometimes fencing. It's also been described as chess at high speed. Once you've, through routine, learned the standard moves, the attacks and the defences, it's then about tactics, looking at your opponent, how they respond to your moves. Are they a nervous person? Are they a relaxed person? And looking for their weaknesses. Beyond the coaching session, which when you hone their skills, yes, you really need to send them out onto competitions and let them fence against other people. And by losing, you learn. Primarily because you analyse why did I lose, and that's how you learn. So you go out to county level competitions, work your way up through the region, and then perhaps head on to the nationals, open competitions which are open to anybody across Europe or the world to enter. We split the competitions into ages, so there's 10 years and under, 14 years and under 18, and then over 18. So you've got 4 different age groups. I think talent for me is probably the realisation of something, an innate ability within you that you don't even know that you have. It just puts you that edge above everybody else. So some people have a talent for playing guitar. Until they learn it, they don't realise they've got it. It's a sense of timing, a sense of feel, and this is fencing as well, timing and feel. So that to me is what talent is. It's just something that's in there inside you. You relate to your sport and you can excel at it as a result. I think the biggest problem young people have is boredom, but there is so much for them to do. We had 30 different sports at the London Youth Games a couple of weeks ago. Surely someone, each individual can find something in those sports to inspire them and get them something to focus on and stop them being bored and on the streets and getting into mischief. So if anything, yes, the legacy is, I hope, for our youth.